Okay, alright, well, we can just, I mean, his characters can do the limited amount he would need to do, because he seems kind of stuck anyway. So when we left off, you had the guy that was on patrol, trapped in an elevator. You had two other hunters that arrived from the street, trapped in the second elevator. Sorrenta had just killed 4 hunters that were sleeping in their beds. And then in the middle room, there were 2 other hunters. One of them sleeping, one of them is like sat on the edge of the bed, having just woken up, and is like on their comm link. I'm just going to call a phone because that's what it is.
Don't think I was actually on site because I was doing stuff outside.
Did you not go in with everybody when they went in? I thought you were all in the staff floor.
I'm still in the security room.
Yeah,
I don't believe I did because I was just doing conning stuff outside. But if I can,
they all smuggled in. I thought you were like in the building with them because they came into the staff entrance room at the bottom, which is where Scaramanga had hard hacked into the building systems.
The
only thing I remember for sure is that someone was conga line just snapping people's neck as they walked in the room.
I wonder who that was. Do you know?
That didn't happen. Swindle's character was up in the room and snapped the guy's neck because he misted into the guy's bathroom and then got caught going through his belongings.
Ah, okay. So we weren't systematically snapping people's neck because they were walking in a room.
No. You three would have been down in like the staff area part where you have hacked into the wiring, the systems for the building. And Sorrenta had sent a drone up through the air vents to kill several of the hunters in the rooms. But you have 2 of them trapped in one elevator, one trapped in the first elevator. In the middle room there are still 2 hunters alive. So if I take us to the scene, so many scenes. I think it's this one.
I think my idea is too crazy to work.
So you can still make use of Ratface. He's up in the room with the one dead guy. And presumably that dead guy was supposed to go on patrol because the other guy knocked on the door to tell him it was his time to take his turn. And then that guy went, right, well, if you're not done with your shower or whatever, I'll, go down to the vending machine. And that's when you trapped him in the elevator. So you have 1 in one elevator, you have 2 in the other elevator, and you have 2 of them alive in the middle room. So what do you want to do?
I have an idea. Would it be possible for us to knock out the last 2 hunters? I could use my powers to mess with them in their dreams.
Well, one of them is still asleep. One of them hasn't woken up. Only one of them is awake at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, my thoughts right now are to basically pin all of the murders on these 2 guys and then make them think they actually did the murders because they're fucking, and make everyone believe they're nuts. But I'm not thinking. I think.
Well, I mean, it's up to you guys to discuss between yourselves then.
What do you have in mind?
Well, we could make them think we can make the last 2 guys think they did it.
Oh, interesting.
You still have the 3 alive in the elevators as well. I mean, they are trapped for now. But the first guy that you trapped in the elevator, He's pacing back and forth, and he pulls out his comm link and starts making a call.
You calling?
You speaking to him through the intercom?
Yes.
He looks up and he's like, "What? I done your business. How long is this going to take?"
I don't know, but By the way, I had a character. I just make the shaft go fast and kill him.
So it's between the 5th and 6th floor at the moment. I mean, you could just drop it if you wanted. Just release the brakes.
I think I found it, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna try it. Here we go. And then I click it.
I mean, you have control already. You don't need to roll a dice. I think dropping 5 floors in the elevator is enough to kill him.
Yep. Oh yeah, I try it, and then you can describe what happens.
Sure, you release the brakes on the elevator and it just drops. It's a vertical drop for 5 floors. Maybe even 6 floors if there's like the basement, which is kind of where you guys are. So yes, it's by the time it hits that ground, the whole bottom of the elevator is going to like crack and bend in on itself.
Okay, so
and the force of it will just kill him.
So the other elevator hears that, then
Well, I think pretty much everybody in the building, more or less, would be able to hear it because it would be very loud.
I go to the elevator. I go, well, that didn't work. I'm gonna try something else.
You're like, wait, what?
Did you hear the boom?
Well, yeah, we heard it. What the fuck happened?
Experiment gone wrong.
On your cameras that you have control of, you can also see now some of the guards that were patrolling the building on the outside are coming into the lobby.
Oh, and look where my other team members are at.
Those two are with you, and Ratface is up on the 6th floor.
Any cars up there?
There's no guards up there, no.
Oh, tell my group, well, I made a diversion, so now it's gonna be a little bit easier.
You see a couple of corporate security guards for the area come into the building in the front lobby. You can probably hear them because you have access to the intercom system now. You can probably hear them over the intercom system trying to speak to the security room and asking them what the fuck just happened.
I don't really know, but I was trying to gently move it down, and I guess it let go, and I'm like, oh crap.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, the new guy. Didn't tell you?
Are you doing anything about the guy in the actual security room that they tried to speak to?
Yeah.
Are you like intercepting that communication, or?
Like, there's another guy in the security room.
Well, they go on the intercom to speak to the guy in the security room to ask what happened. So I mean, if you were going to answer them back, are you like intercepting that communication or what?
Yeah, I am. I hope.
Okay.
Let me guess. Nice, right?
No, because you have control of it already, so you can do that. Don't you lie, although if you're lying to them to try and convince them that you're the new guy, you will need to roll dice. You're not.
Then again, I could just be like, I'm the new. Well, that sucks.
You can see them on camera speaking.
Uh-huh.
One of them heads over to the elevator that crashed, the other one heads over to the other elevator.
One of you, please come in here. Seems that I'm having issues. I just need one.
You hear one of them say, I got it. And he goes up the stairs to the 2nd floor.
And once that happens, I pretty much go to the corner where the door opens from. Where's the knob? How does the knob? What's the knob look like?
What do you mean the knob?
Well, does it open left or does it open right?
From the room that you're in?
Yes.
You're not in the security room though, you're in the staff room downstairs.
Oh. Thought I was in the security room.
No, the security guard's in the security room.
Oh. Alright.
So you'll watch him go up to the second floor and go to the end of the hallway where he presses the intercom and then knocks on the door of the security room.
Alright. You said I see him?
Well, you can see him on the cameras, yeah.
Right. What else is around him? Wait, I can lock that door, can I? Or it's just pretty much on.
You can make a
electrical?
roll for that because if you're trying to do it without the security guy noticing.
Alright. With thou should roll.
Your specialization will work.
Specialization. Anything else?
Your gear because you're tapped in.
Jacked in. Where's the gear?
Well, you're not jacked in, but the gear one, it says gear bonus.
Gear bonus? If I was jacked in, then, you know.
Well, you're not jacked in because you're not a hacker.
Yeah, because I don't want to be no one's bitch. I mean, thrall.
Yeah, you can lock the door so the security guards can't get out of the security room.
Just look.
You can see the security guard banging on the door from the inside.
Oh, so more? Where are you?
What would the rest of you like to do?
I was gonna ask. I'm like, where's everybody? It's so quiet.
So if I'm in a security room, are there like any fun security buttons that do fun things?
Well, use it in the staff room downstairs, like where the laundry and the trash and all that kind of stuff goes. The security room's up on the second floor. He just locked it.
I just
Okay, well
locked it.
then.
Take him out.
Around you will be like laundry bins, trash cans, dumpsters, staff uniforms, and some lockers.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do because everything I plan for is like completely flying in the face of what you're doing here.
Like, shit, what were you planning to do? I'm so sorry.
I've said it like 3 times and it was ignored.
Yes. I am so
They
sorry.
wanted to go in the guy's sleep.
Well,
who's still
there
sleeping?
was plans before that just like didn't pan out, so I have to keep like altering what I need to do, and I don't know. I honestly don't know anymore.
Well, there are some security outfits. Oh, no, I can't. Well, yes, I can. Can I?
Okay, I want to, for the 2 guys, one's asleep and one's awake. So, basically, I'm just going to go in blazing and just kill the both of them.
Right, but you'd have to run up to the 6th floor then, because you're down at the bottom.
Am I not at the...
No, your
first floor? I
drone was
thought it
up
was-
there,
Oh, right,
because that's
okay.
what you were using.
Can I not use the drone again? I wouldn't get heat for that, would I?
No,
Again?
because you've already taken the heat for it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So, can I use the drone again for the 2?
For both of them, or just the one that's awake?
For both of them?
I mean, you can if you want, yeah.
Okay, cool. Is it the 3 or 4? What's the one on it? Is it the white dice or is it the skull dice?
You use skull dice, but there's also a button on your character sheet now that'll let you roll.
Alright.
So you'll have your gear bonus and your specialization. Okay, yeah, I mean, you can describe how your drone kills the 2 of them, starting with the one that's awake. Can't hear you.
It just hits them immediately. It just like it was injection, wasn't it? The last time it
Yeah,
was
like
just a lethal
yeah.
Yeah, so it just hits them, just goes zoom.
Soft thud as one of them falls off the side of the bed and the other one just dies in his sleep.
Yeah. Okay, so we're down to 2 now, yeah?
Yes, but one of the corporate security guys, who are human, presumably, he approached the security door, the door's locked, security guard bangs on the door because he can't get out. And that security guard turns around and like runs along the hall back to the stairway. So maybe he's want to decide
Maybe that's when...
maybe he's want to decide as a trio how to approach it now, rather than just like all trying to do different things.
Well, maybe we should just come together and I was going to say, Dave, if you can use your character, he can use the sleep thing, and I can use the force. And Glim, if you can use anything as well in the background to, limit his, what's called even like the lights or something, hit the lights and it's all dark,
Mm.
What do you think?
Okay,
I'm waiting for
I can
Dave.
go. Are they... So they're not all dead then?
The 2 hunters
We
in
have
the
2
elevator
hunters
are
left.
still alive. The corporate security
I thought-
guys are now raising like the alarm because they know something's wrong.
I thought Glim pulled the alarm. Pulled the brakes and dropped them to their death.
That was the other elevator because you had the one guy in one elevator and 2 in the second elevator.
Is there not supposed to be 8? I killed 6 though.
There was 10.
Oh, there was 10. Okay, right. Okay, so I've killed 6. How many has Femi killed then? How many did Swindle kill?
Swindle killed the one guy that he's
Okay,
trapped
so
in the room
there's
with.
so there's 3 left. Yeah,
No, there's 2
there's 2 left. Okay,
because you
right,
dropped
2
the
left.
elevator, which killed one.
Right. Okay, there's 2 left. Okay, so
Trapped in an elevator. There is corporate
they
security.
both trapped.
There's also corporate security guys who are now alerted. One of them is on the bottom floor, and one of them is on the second floor.
Oh goodness. But we
Okay,
only
what do
need
I
to
do?
kill. But we only need to kill the 2 guys, don't we? Is that not true? It's like the 10
Assuming
guys.
that is the end of the clan, yes. But you just
Okay.
haven't been able to like. Well, I suppose we could have Ratface rummage the room again while you are doing other things. It depends if you want to outright kill these guys or capture them or whatever.
I mean, could I walk in their dreams and see what they're thinking about their clans, if that's possible at all?
Yes, if you had them and they were unconscious, you could enter their dreams and try to manipulate them from there to get information.
Okay, well then that's not possible. All right, because like everything in my repertoire is just not viable right now. So
Well, I mean, you can also just pull things out your loadout to put them to sleep if you needed to do that.
Also, can you get into the security room?
no.
I mean, oh, I'm sorry. Is there any other places to get into the security room? Dark.
Are there entrances? No, there's just the door.
Shit.
I mean, you have control over the door, as we established. But you'd have to
Okay,
get up to the second floor to access it.
And you said one's in the elevator, isn't it? Why don't we
The
kill
2
the one that's in?
hunters are in the elevator.
Okay, why don't we just like cut the line for that, and then that's them 2 dead, and then we can deal with the other 2. I feel like this is a simple one. We should just get that done, and then that's them, and then we can think about the other 2 security guys.
Well, I mean, that's assuming that these are the only 2 hunters.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but let's
What's your character's
just
name, Dave?
let's just assume. I know it's not great assuming, but let's just assume that these are the 2.
Hey, what's your character's name?
What's everyone's fault? It's what's called out of the three of us. What do we want to do?
Just get the job done however you can at this point.
What's your character's name? I was gonna ask you in character. I am so sorry.
I think we've said it a few times. It's Juliana.
I couldn't pronounce it. I was like, Lulu?
Yeah, it's the
call you Lou. Fuck it.
the Y. Because that's just how Eastern European names be.
Yeah. Lou, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think you can take a security guard that's in the security room? Think you can snatch him really quick if I unlock the door?
You're assuming
Man,
they're not
that's
going
what
to
you
start. They're not going to start detaining and shooting everyone the second anyone makes their presence known.
Yeah, I'd rather just get them killed on the elevator, and we're in the sort of shafts, aren't we? We're in the sort of
You're in the staff room sort of basement, as established. What were you trying to say there, Dave? Sorry.
Okay, I was going to say the easiest way of dealing with them, I suppose, would be to get the security to kill them for us and make them think these guys are terrorists or something.
Okay, so
Does anyone have mind control?
No. The guards, the human guards, the corporate guards are obviously on alert already, so they are in a state of looking for what is actually going on.
You don't even need mind control to do it. You just have to set them up to make them look guilty.
Yeah, and they are obviously currently unaware that there are two people in the elevator. They just know the elevator isn't working.
Just make them look guilty and look like they're about to start shooting more people, and the guards will shoot without thinking.
All right, then. So how do we go on the process of doing this?
Well, do they have weapons?
The hunters and the guards both have weapons, yes.
I was specifically asking about the hunters.
Yes, the hunters are carrying weapons.
What kind?
They've got like a pistol-looking thing on their hips.
Huh?
And they kind of have bulk as if they might have something under their jackets.
Well, Scaramanga, can you make it look like they have actual handguns, perhaps? Maybe hand grenades? Or maybe something even bigger with a lot more danger to it?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, how do you want to do that?
I was gonna ask him, I was like, I don't know. But I have another idea. I don't know, man. But anyway, I had another idea because you said something interesting. But then again, we have to deal with the hunters. So it's like shit.
I know what I'm imagining right now is the scene from the show Fargo where Billy Bob Thornton sets up a guy to be killed by the police by tying him to an exercise bike and tying a gun to his hand and setting him up in a way that his silhouette in a dark hallway will look like he's pointing a gun at the cops.
So you can certainly pull out a weapon as part of your loadout. You would have to get it into the elevator somehow, in that case, I would assume.
Okay, I can actually talk to them, can I?
Yes, because you have control over the comms.
So in the elevator, I go, hey guys, there's two mysterious people, and they're just like security guards. I don't recognize them.
Do you want to let the face do the talking to them, since he would have more dice?
Okay.
That seems the plan.
I look at her and I say that.
Yeah, I can do that. And just go, wait. Hey, officers. Or wait, I don't have their names. Do I have their names somewhere?
No, you don't have their names.
I go, okay, hey, I got some I got some suspicious individuals in elevator, just rattle off the elevator designation.
Suspicious? Suspicious how?
They're two guys heavily armed. They look like they're getting ready to shoot up everyone in the lobby.
Oh shit, he's like, shh. He's like, all units, all patrol units, down to the lobby. We have two possible armed...
What floor is it currently on?
It's between the 5th and 6th.
Elevator is currently between the 5th and the 6th floor.
he starts rattling off commands to units. You see more guards from the outside like run into the building. You want to roll make a roll, see how convincing it was. So we've got specialization. It's just your specialization. Oh, and your background, probably because you're corporate.
Okay.
And they are corporate security.
Gear wouldn't apply?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Because the gear's not like aiding the convincing.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, all the guys that are on patrol like outside start piling into the lobby and like setting up a formation around the elevator. The guy that was up on the second floor, he's like taking a stance in case they get off there. And the guy who was already down on the ground floor, he gets up to like the first floor. So they're trying to cover the bottom 3 floors in case they come off the elevator at any of these points.
Okay, well, yeah, just note to Scaramanga to start planting heavy munitions on them and set them up.
okay. Alright, I do that.
Okay, well, how do you do that is what I'm asking. You can pull out
What I'm saying, I'm like,
you can pull out
how?
you can pull out the equipment from your loadout, but how do you get it into the elevator?
Actually, I was gonna make it like a crossfire. I was going to tell you to talk to them about saying like there's something outside. Get ready. And I open the elevator and they just shoot each other. You think of that idea?
You could also pull out drones out of your loadout to help if that would do anything.
Are there actual drones on the facility? I mean,
There'll be a couple of like rotor drones around the exterior, yes.
alright, I put one on one of those.
Okay, you'll need to roll for that then. To gain control of those.
We're gonna have a standard loadout, so about to roll. Apply specialization.
Yeah, because you're hardwired in.
Gear.
Yeah, because you're tapped in.
Alright, success.
Okay, so you get control of the drones, but the security guy who's supposed to be in control of them, like he knows now that the system is fully compromised. Because he can see you obviously taking them off of their routes. They're rotor drones, they'll have like taser attachments. What do you want to do with them? What do you want to do with them now that you have them?
Send them out and
Right, so what do you want to do with them?
dude, I'm drawing blanks. Fuck.
Well, why did you want them?
Abe wanted me to hand something to the guards or something. I'm like,
No, to the hunters.
okay. Oh. Okay. I rebuild. Yeah. I sent them out into the shaft and let them try to go give the stuff for the hunters.
I mean, the drone's fitted with a taser gun. It's not like carrying a taser gun. I suppose you could navigate it down the elevator shaft from the roof. But I mean, it can't open the elevator.
On the door. Or...
Okay, if you don't know what you're doing, I can't help you.
No, I said that opening the top room door, so it's like
Right, but you can't open the elevator door. You're not got anyone there to open the elevator. Or the top of it, rather. Would you like to just open the elevator in front of the guards? Or do you want to do something? Or is there something else you can do to provoke the hunters to ensure that the guards do something to them?
done.
Right, okay, I'll assume that you lower the elevator down to where the guards are waiting. The doors open, the guards, start yelling at them, lower your weapons, hit the ground. The hunters are like, what the fuck? And they put their hands up. The guards run over, cuff them, tase them, force them on the ground, and arrest them.
Yeah.
Okay, so at that point, what would you like to do?
And I don't know, man. I'm done. That shit bothered the fuck out of me.
I mean, they will arrest those 2 hunters, and then obviously they will press them and investigate, like, what the fuck just happened in the building. At that point, do you want to just leave the building?
Hey, what do you want to do?
If the job is done, the job is done.
Alright.
Ratface finally manages to get his mist form to work when he doesn't have to roll dice for it, and just exits through the air vents once more and leaves the body in there for the guards to find. In the commotion, you guys will be able to make your escape the same way you came in through the serviced vehicle that you had accommodated, and you leave the guards to take the mess of the 7 bodies that are lying in the rooms. Okay, so presumably you call Adina after that to let her know the job's done.
Yeah.
Ah, well, did you clear all of them?
They should all be dead. Put away forever.
Excellent. Well, now that we know that you can handle a handful of humans, perhaps I can trust you with something a little more challenging. But take a few days to rest up and I will be in touch.
Very well.
Okay, so now we have downtime, so let's see what you're all at. I think the only one that might need to spend downtime doing anything is swindle. So you can feed during your downtime, which will you feed on people and you replenish your blood. That will possibly raise your hunger. I don't think anybody's hunger is up at all yet, so you don't need to worry about that. And I'll give you all 1 favour because Adina will owe you all a favour. So maybe starting with Sorrenta. I mean, you don't have any blood to recover Sorrenta, but you have heat at 3.
Pause out. Pause out. Art.
Yes.
Do you understand what Dave was trying to make me do?
Yes, he was trying to, or suggesting you could do anything to help frame the hunters so that the guards would attack them.
Eh? See that? Okay. Sound like he wanted me to, like a hallucination spell or something. I don't have that.
Of course, it's hallucination. It's the hallucination that they choose to believe.
Just anything that would help frame them, like if you could drop a weapon in there or something. I mean, okay, so, I mean, if you want to meta talk it, you could have brought the elevator down to your floor, you could have thrown weapons in there and then shut the door again. You could have had a drone take a weapon up there and crawl inside and drop a weapon in, maybe.
Actually, I mean, like you said, I could talk through that elevator, though. I had another idea of just, making a double play.
So
Like,
what
tell
can
the
I
hunters,
do?
like,
Well, it doesn't matter because they got arrested anyway, right? And the guards are likely going to at least hold them in suspicion of killing the other 7 people that are dead in the rooms.
right, yeah.
How do I get rid of my heat?
Okay, so you earned 1 favour from Adina for that job.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend the 1 favour to completely reset your heat.
Yes, I'd like to do that. Just get
Okay,
rid
so
of my heat.
immediately you call in Adina and you say, hey, I have a lot of heat on me because of that job, caught on camera and such. What can you do about it? And Adina would use her contacts and resources to reach out and help clear up any mess you left behind and reduce the heat on you.
Okay.
Which would be why
What's
she
the
would...
ascend one? What's the ascend one? What's
Ascendancy
that?
is you get them like per session. Once you've got 3 of them, you can use them to get new power.
Right. Okay.
But your downtime, you're
So
going
is the heat? Is the heat gone? Yeah. Okay, that's gone.
Yes, I'm just
Okay.
changing it. Okay, so you call in your favour to Adina to reduce your heat.
Yes.
Ileana, I mean, you've only got like 1 heat.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you like to spend your downtime feeding to reset your blood?
Wouldn't be the worst idea.
There is a button on your character sheet for roll hunger. Could you do that for me, please?
There it is.
Okay, so you will feed, however, exposing yourself to the blood, the ether, kind of stirs the beast within you, and it like increases your hunger. But your blood will be sated from that. And so you have your paint house, your corporate paint house. What kind of people do you feed on when you feed? Do you have like a regular person you tap, or do you lure people in?
Are you talking to me or?
Yes.
I never said a penthouse.
I thought you lived in a swanky corporate executive suite.
No, I said a houseboat.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Still picturing that as the yacht. Okay, so I mean, what kind of people do you feed on when you feed then?
I probably, I'd imagine like the sorts of like, what's the word? The sorts of like young pretty people who like to spend time near water. That's kind of my thought.
You like, tend to pick off like people that are on their own, they're intoxicated.
Well, naturally, like naturally, like people on their own on their way home, maybe looking for one more fun time, and then they get to have, and they do, and what happens afterwards is what happens afterwards. We don't think about it.
And what kind of thing do you usually do to kind of cover up what's actually happened to them?
Well, I mean, the easiest way of doing it is not going for the neck. You go for like the wrist or the inner thigh, and you make it look like they just got we got a little too hickey. We did a little too many hickeys and broke a little skin. That'd be the easy way of doing it.
And do they tend to just find the bodies floating in the harbour? Something later?
Oh, okay. Oh, we're doing it like that.
Well, you've drained all the blood out of them, so they're going to be dead. Yeah.
Well, not every vampire story involves that. That's why I'm asking.
To refill or refresh your blood, you have to like drain a person.
Okay, that's different. Okay, now I understand. I thought it was just ordinary feeding. That's different.
Well, like ordinary vampires can like sup and just feed, but because you're using powers, it drains your blood, or your blood count goes up. In order to refill that, you have to like drain someone completely.
That's a different thing. Okay, that is different. No. That's I thought you meant like an ordinary day. Okay, no. That's disappearing a person's different. You gotta pick the kind of people who no one's really gonna miss, and you gotta look for someone who thinks they're gonna get something special. The kind of young, desperate enough, but also unimportant enough that like they think they're gonna get something nice, but they're never gonna be seen again type.
So does that involve a bit more like integrating with the people?
Yeah, that involves like going out to bars and stuff and finding like some sad sap who is clearly unimportant, but they think they're more important than they actually are.
And you come along as like this nice, caring, friendly person.
Yes, and then they just they're just never seen again.
Sure, okay. Scaramanga, I mean, what do you want to spend your downtime doing? Do you also want to drink to replenish your blood?
Yeah, I asked my thrall to bring somebody.
The alternative you have, because your harm is at 2, you could spend your downtime regenerating to refresh all your harm. But you can only choose
I do that.
one. Well, which one do you want to do? Do you want to do the drinking the blood, or do you want to just harm?
Reduce harm. I will do that.
Yeah, so you just spend your time in your basement in the mound of dirt in order to regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
Easily done. I'll get Ratface to do his when he's back. So a few nights pass before Adinia hits you guys up again over the comms. It's okay, so I have another job for you. Well, it's not for me. There's a member of the Red Wave, the Red Tide. He has a restaurant over in Remington. He wants to meet you 10 o'clock tonight, and he will have work for you. Now, this clan, they take themselves quite seriously. They're quite corporate in the way that they organise themselves. So make sure you're on time.
All right.
And she'll give you the address of the restaurant in Remington. The area of Remington is known as Red Town to the vampires because this is the part of town that this clan controls.
Okay.
It's like little Japan kind of vibe to it. There's a lot of SMK corporate presence there because they are the Japanese corporation. So it is again quite a busy place. There's lots of restaurants, noodle bars and such. And one of the larger ones of these is one of the ones you've been getting the address of. There's the telltale signs on the graffiti on the edge of the buildings indicating like Yakuza territory, as well as the Red Tide clan. The familiar emblems of red dragons. But the restaurant itself doesn't seem to be anything out of place. There doesn't seem to be a heavy presence of like Yakuza or corporate guards or anything like that. It's just a bunch of civilians sitting down to having their meal. So do you make a point of being there early or what?
Yeah.
Elian, you show up and you can see that there's a man who has very obvious cybernetics, Japanese looking gentleman. He's wearing like the typical sort of square set dark shades, but half of his face is just pure like exposed cybernetics, obviously of very high quality, but he seems to like make a point of like showing off how augmented he is.
Yeah, maybe that's popular wherever he's from.
But in amongst all the mortals here with their warm beating hearts, he's like noticeable because obviously he is undead.
Yeah, no, I'll go over to him and go and just sit down next to him and wait for the others to arrive.
The seating, is it?
What's that?
And a sitting. What kind of thing he's sitting on? Couch, table, what?
It's just a bunch of like tables laid out. You would have like 4 seats on either side. Like he's sat at one just by himself.
You're right behind him in a table.
There is like food laid out on the table before him, but he doesn't seem to be eating it.
Alright, never mind. Then I arrive. Sit at the table. A hello gesture.
Greetings, please order whatever you will.
Okay. Like a red water?
He just waves his fingers to the one side, and a waitress arrives soon after with whatever it is you desire. Every so often, the underside of his chin and the left side of his face just kind of it lets out a little blast of air.
Okay.
Presumably you arrive there after Sorrento.
Yeah, I just roll up.
So after you've all taken your seats, he lays his hands on the table and you can see his left hand, 2 of his fingers, the pinky and the ring finger next to it, are augmented, very obviously. I have a matter most pressing that I need someone of your special status to attend to for me. I'm assuming you have heard of the Neo Blood faction in the city. A bunch of unruly fresh bloods who have no manners or sense of etiquette. Well, one of these little gangs of theirs has violated the sanctity of one of our temples and stolen an item that was very precious to me and my family, and I would need you to recover it for me and to punish those who are holding it. He, like, moves one finger in the air, and like a visual opens up of this very ornate looking like demonic Oni mask that's like blood red with black eyebrows and black mustache markings and such. This mask has been in my family for generations. It is a holy artifact in service of the blood god Hinoshi. It is priceless.
Mhm.
And these hoodlums have stolen it from me. Now, were it not for the code, I would, of course, exact vengeance and wipe them out to the last, but unlike these animals, we respect our laws. And that's where you come in.
Medication and... Okay. I already say how big the risk was, or...
I'm not overly familiar with the structure of their organization. I do not know how many members of their gang or faction there are. I do know they operate out of Middle East neighborhoods on the Oliver end of things. But our sources have been unable to track down the names of the participants.
Well, would you think that we will need more something because he does not know what's going down, or...
Well, I mean, we don't want to start a war or anything, but if you can eliminate those directly responsible for the theft, I would be satisfied. The key to me is the recovery of the item itself.
Oh, I'm in. What about you guys?
I'm in.
Very well. Let's do it.
Excellent. I will be in your debt. Of course, if there's anything I can do for you, you'll need only ask.
We'll leave you to that.
Stands up.
Yep.
Gives you a slight head bow before leaving.
All right. Strategy?
Okay, so what do you just want to do?
I just asked. I just said it. No plan? Idea?
I'm
As my...
not sure on that. With young bloods, well, the easiest way to do it would be is to have someone who acts very much like them to get in and collect information first before we do anything. You know, young and hot-headed, and perhaps a little open with their mouths when they need to be.
Will you talk about me?
That's true.
I mean, I was going to imply Swindle, but he's not here.
Yes,
Yep.
when Rat... Yeah, face would have been perfect for this.
You have
It
the
was
face. That's literally Ileana's rule.
You always can do like the surprise thing, just like set off a bomb that they ignited.
Why would we set off a bomb?
No, never mind. I had to rehearse my own idea. I was like, no. Don't want to go guns blazing, so...
Well, I mean, as Ileana said, you want to do some recon first of all anyway.
Alright, recon it is.
That's just one way of collecting information. Another is to find out if they have any easily accessible electronics that a certain somebody could look around in.
Ooh, I wonder who you're talking about. I wink at you. I go and do that. I can hear your thoughts, you know that, right? Anyway, I go get the go and see if there's any, tech. So,
I mean, you're not
probably low tech.
actually the hacker. You would need to physically get into the electronics of things.
Find somebody.
I mean, you can always help contacts if you need them to do anything. I did add a contacts journal page that you can add in new contacts to. Okay, so what do you want to do for the legwork part?
Contacts.
Serenta, is there anyone you want to hit up or do?
Sure is a lot of silence. Out of character. Is everyone alright?
I'm fine. I'm just letting other people take the lead.
Okay.
Or are you there?
Oh, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm here. Just wondering what you guys are doing. Have we got a plan?
Alright, so the idea was is to hack, and can't get any contact right now, but however, it gave me a slight idea.
Which is?
Well, no, because we don't have loadouts ready, so...
Well, you don't need loadouts when you're doing the legwork phase. I'm just assuming because you're not... There's no impetuous to limit you like getting stuff. You can just go and get what you need.
So could I get anyone like on the street that would just like, you know, like a sort of street contact that would find out that information?
Yes. I mean, you have your snitch
was
that you came up with already, but you can definitely have someone else, like a gang member or something.
I was just about to say, like, is there any homeless around?
There is definitely a lot of homeless people, yes. So the Remington area is like a low income... Not Remington area, sorry. The Middle East is like a low income area. And Oliver in particular is a very unruly, crime-ridden sort of zone.
Alright, I need to find the most cleanest. Maybe a veteran.
But yeah, Serenta, if you wanted to contact him, you can just make up a contact. If you didn't want to use the snitch that you came up with before.
Okay, I'll just use the snitch that I came up with before.
So that was Big Fat Chump, aka Joe.
Yeah.
Where do you usually find this guy when he's at night?
He's usually just like at the bar.
And what kind of bar is it? Is it a low market, up market?
It is pretty low market.
The kind of place people spit on the floor, there's still blood stains on the
Yeah.
counter.
Yeah, pretty much.
And is it just like a human bar? There's nothing particularly special
Yeah,
about
nothing
it?
fancy, no.
I mean, you go down there and Big Fat Chump is sat there in the corner like he usually is with his whiskey chaser and his bowl of Corona.
Hey man, I need you to find me information on... I can't remember what it was that we're finding information on, sorry, my mind went blank.
As a Neo
there.
Blood gang, he said. He doesn't know
A
which one.
Neo Blood gang. Anything that you can find.
Okay, so when you walk in Sorrento, I mean, like, you stand out, you're not dressed like the people in here at all. The way you carry yourself isn't like the people that are, like, sat in here at all. And the whole place
Yeah.
kind of goes quiet for a second as you, like, stroll in up to Big Fat Chump. And he, like, drinks his drink, and he looks kind of nervous as he puts it down, and he's like, hey, Sorrento. Yeah, the what? The New Blood?
Yeah.
Those are vampires, right?
Yes, those are V's.
Great, he says, and he picks up his bottle and finishes his Corona. Yeah, sure. I can see what I can do over the next couple of nights. That's no problem.
Okay, I owe you one.
Well, I mean, technically, you kind of owe me one from last time, a few days ago.
I'll square up with you, don't worry.
Right? Yeah. Sure, no problem. What gang is it you want to find out about? I mean, What have they done?
That's not really in the concern. It's just as much information you can find out about it. The less you know, the better.
Nods his head, fumbles with his empty shot glasses. Yeah, right, but I don't know who I'm looking for.
Just find anyone, like, you know, like, you've got contacts, you know, like, they'll know who the real Neil Blood V's are.
Right, but I mean, isn't there like a lot of them?
Yeah, but you can try and root out the ones.
But which ones? That's what I kind of need information for.
Can I recall what ones?
You're looking for the ones that stole this mask.
Looking for ones that stole a particular mask.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. I'll come back. Is this evening? I'll
Well,
come
it's
back
nighttime,
tomorrow. Yeah, I'll come back tomorrow. Same place?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay.
You want to make a roll for him, see how much information he's able to find. It would just be his specialization. Laura, make the roll.
Oh, me? Okay.
What's your
I
contact?
thought you were making the roll.
No, it's your contact you got to roll from. Just the specialization. Ileana, do you have anyone you want to help?
Maybe like a lawyer or a money guy, so I can learn about where their money goes, and we can have some, make some of that money, get re-diverted.
Like a money launderer type character?
But that's one option, yeah.
Would you be looking for a money launderer that you know works with that clan, or one that you know works in that area?
One who works straight with them.
Okay, do you want to give me like a name and roughly who this person is?
Yeah, their name is, Phil. Phil, uncle. And they were in there, and he's just like a guy who, you know, he's like your bookie. You know, he's a big guy. Like, you know, likes to wear flashy clothes and you know, get money spread around. You know, he likes money, and you know, he likes being paid money, and sometimes, you know, he likes taking money from people. You know, when they don't give him money.
And he's relevant because you know he works with the Neobloods, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, being a bookie, he has a little like stall / office that he likes to work out of. There's like 3 sort of secretary girls working there. One of them is like hardwired up to a desk, and they're like doing all these like transactions, and all this data's like scrolling down in the screen in front of her. And every now and again she like barks off numbers to the other two, and the other two like make a bunch of like calls and communications, and he's just kind of like sat back with a big cigar at his desk, feet up, as they're doing that. And he's just like kind of touching himself in a way that you shouldn't be in front of other people as you come in.
Yes.
And the whole place has a very sort of stale mustiness about it.
Greasy. Yes.
Yeah, someone should really air the place out at some point.
Hey, Phil.
Ah, he says, and straightens himself up when he sees you, and like kind of stands up and then stops himself before he stands up fully and like sits back down again behind the desk. Oh, lovely Elena, please have a seat. Would I owe the pleasure?
I'm just gonna like push any debris off of the seat and sit down.
Yeah, there's like a pile of like cigarette butts and scrumpled up paper and stuff.
Maybe give it a second over.
Sorry, this cat is like sitting on my thing again. Move, Suki.
And then just say, oh, there's some guys in there. There's some people around here who I know you may be working their books, cooking them a little bit.
Well, I mean, I can't really divulge personal information about my clients. He kind of smirks as he says it.
You just go, well, I think you're gonna want to change your mind about this one. They're with a certain organization. And there are certain interests with a lot more money and a lot more power who are interested in them suddenly having some financial troubles.
Nodded his head in understanding. Oh, you're talking about our night owl friends, yeah?
I suppose you could say that. But that's certainly... yeah.
Sucks on his cigar kind of thoughtfully for a second. I mean, those people are kind of particular about the information I may be throwing around. I don't want to land myself in any trouble. Of course, as a friend, I'm always wanting to do you a favour, Eliana.
Yeah, and that's why they're... Well, you see, these people who want them to have troubles are... You could say that they're well off enough that these night owls aren't going to give you any troubles.
Okay then, so what is it exactly I can do for you?
Well, it helps if I know where their money is, and if there's anything you can do to redirect them to a couple of certain accounts.
He brings up a display that you can't see, but he's scrolling through in front of him for a few minutes. And there may have been some unusual movements in those accounts recently. What exactly is it you would like me to do?
You could... you could send them. Well, you could have that money redirected to a fuck my brain. I am out of it today. Have that money moved to an account that my brain wishes it would exist, so I could actually put it to words.
Just give me the gist of what you want him to do.
I want it redirected to some trust fund that almost certainly will not end up in my pockets, because I'm not at all just looking to fleece them for their money and then redirect and then try and pin it on other people.
Sure, then give me a roll. Specialization,
Sure.
Obviously it works. Yeah, with a little clever accounting, he can make that money move over in the direction you want it to go in, leaving them without the funds they might need access to in the immediate future. As he's doing this, he's like, hope you know what you're doing, Ileana. These people are going to be kind of pissed.
Oh, that's the intention.
Yeah, so he's going to do that for you. He's going to be nervous doing it because of who he's doing it to and for. And it may bring a little heat back your way, so I'm just going to bump your heat up as a consequence.
Okay.
Oh my god, cat, stop licking my fingers.
It just reports you is that they're about to run out of all of their money.
And without this being laser focused, this is just going to be Neobloods in general across the city. Okay.
Yeah.
Scaramanga, what would you like to
do? It'd be alright if I call Electric Mouse. It's one of my...
Okay. And who is Electric Mouse?
It's in the connection. He used to be an old hacker. He'll, went to jail for a while, and then he became homeless. But see, being homeless, a good thing for him. Now he doesn't have to pay access money. But yeah, that's who he is, and he was a very well-known hacker.
Sure. So, like you said, he's got up with a reinforced tent.
Yeah.
It's a tent that has these like metal shutters around it.
Yeah.
He's got it like under the highway bridge, set up like right up against the ramp part, so it's like fully sheltered in there. And there's like some chain link fence and barbed wire around the entrance of it as you approach.
Hey Tron, how are you?
It's always a
okay?
sight, kind of like electric hum coming from around him because of the various cybernetics he's got, and he's got a very obvious sort of like antenna, just like maybe like a couple inches long, poking out the one side of his head. And he has a kind of uncomfortable twitch in his neck when he's talking all the time.
Yeah. I need your help, and I will give you that special booze you've always wanted.
Sure, I mean, I was willing to do something for a friend. What is it you need?
Wonderful. I need you to hack in the surrounding area. Right here, and I'd show him the area of what we were talking about.
Looks at it,
Survey.
sort of all over neighborhood. I mean, what is it you want me to get?
I want you to get as much information on these certain people, what they do, what they like, you know.
All right, well, yeah, there's not a lot of security down that end of town. That shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, you got the creds.
And I'll go get you the booze if you want.
I mean, creds are like, I'm not an issue really. You can throw him a few creds.
Okay. Here's your creds.
Sits back down his little tent. Jacks in. Goes like, his eyes roll back in his head, and it's just this kind of like static across where his eyes were. So like jumps into cyberspace and starts poking around. You want to make a roll? While you do that, I'm going to throw this cat out because she's fucking sitting on my computer.
Yeah. It help an ally, or?
Yeah, he goes under for. I mean, for him, it's going to seem like a much longer time.
Yeah, I was asking, what do you want me to roll, an ally, or because you said roll? Sorry about that.
Specialization, because it's his specialization.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I told you to stop using this whole tech.
Yeah, his body, he goes under and his eye goes like staticky, and you're waiting there for probably longer than you normally have to wait for him to get things, which is only a space of maybe a minute or two. But you see his body starts like convulsing, like quite violently, and the chair that he's in, sort of like the leg of it snaps, and he sort of like tumbles to one side, pulling the connection out the side of his head as he does so, and he starts like coughing and spluttering.
Go to Fine, you okay? You okay?
Someone down there does not want you looking.
Oh, it was your faulty tech.
There's nothing
Well,
wrong
that's
with my tech, but someone down there is using something way above what they can usually afford down there.
I relied that to the team, as I think we have intercoms and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So looks can be deceiving. Any other ideas?
It's free to do as much investigating as you want beforehand.
What did you learn so far? Or did you learn as much as possible before it happened? Or
Well, that's like a corporate level security program they've got on guard down there. There seems to be like a private host in like central Oliver. It doesn't have any like markings or anything on it. I was able to determine what it is at a glance. And it zapped me before I even got inside.
Got a slight idea. Once we go in and I turn off whatever the hell that did that to you, I want you to try again. That'd be alright? Mark, would that be alright? Or...
I mean, I'll try and go back in if you want, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make any more progress than I did already.
I don't know, just stay ready. Stay ready. I'll call you. Eventually he has a comm. Not a
Yeah, I mean, everyone has a comm, yeah.
Yeah. Alright then. Thanks for trying though. Yeah, stay ready. And I leave. Go back to the group. Well, they have some high tech, so there's that. I just want to keep trying to get a survey or...
I mean, you can do surveillance of your own, or you can have more contacts to get in touch with.
I don't have any more right now, and I can make one.
Yeah, you can make as many contacts as you like.
Oh, when I mean make one, make a throw, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Should have been.
Yeah, you can make a throw. That's no problem.
Alright, time to play. Ooh.
What kind of person are you going for?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I already have a homeless hacker. Will be all. And I look, aha! A gangster. Wait, I see a gangster. Right over there. Okay. Wait, is he part of the gang that we're surveying? That's the question I should ask.
Are you going down to the area that you were looking into?
No.
Well, I mean, where are you getting this guy then?
I'm gonna wait for him to move away and take a piss or something.
But I mean, are you just looking for any sort of homeless gangster looking type person? You're not too picky about who they are or their affiliation?
Yeah, any of them.
Well, I mean, I imagine near your hacker friend there's probably a whole bunch of like homeless people living under the bridge, so you can take your pick, really.
Fine. I'll find the most healthiest one because I know half of them aren't.
Sure. So there's a young guy who looks kind of well built. He's maybe not been in the street too long himself. He's like selling some drugs to some addicts.
Oh, perfect.
And just kind of like standing around on his own, pacing back and forth now and again, nodding to his buddy across the street.
Alright, so I act like I need a I'm like, hey man, need a fix. What you got? I got the creds. Whoa.
Yeah, meth, Novocaine, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for your throat, and I bite him.
Okay, so make the roll. Note your specialization. You'll use your vampire power.
Thrall. Vampire power. That's about it, or?
That'll be it, yeah.
Whew. Damn, I'm a bit good.
Yeah,
where the contacts at?
Yeah, you're gonna. I mean, he was kind of in contact with his buddy, so I'm just gonna bump your heat up. Scaramanga heat. So let's put your heat up at 3. Because he's gonna kind of see you dragging him off, taking a bite. And as you release this guy, he just kind of stammers backwards, falls against the wall, slides down a little bit, The fuck did you do to me, man? He's like grabbing his neck.
It made you amazing, Stuart. Feel it?
My name's not Stuart.
What's your name?
Stuart.
What was your other name?
Samuel.
Okay, we're staying with Stuart.
Blinks as if he tries to resist it for a little bit before the enthralling takes over his bloodstream. And he's like, I'm Stuart.
Wait, what's your last name? You don't have one. Alright, so that's now Stuart Samuel. Double S. Let's go.
Where are we going?
You are going to help me survey that place. How you're going to do it is that, me trying to look for new customers.
I don't
you
even know
doing
this
it?
part of town, he says as you like drag him down to the neighbourhood.
Trust me, And again, it could be. Never know, it could be new customers, they want some stuff.
But they'll
Unless there's a territorial thing.
Yeah, of course there's a territorial thing. They'll fucking shoot me if I start trying to sling on corners down here.
Ooh, even better. Well, do they know you? Of you?
No.
Well then, it's time for you to act like you want to buy some drugs. Would that be better?
I guess.
Alright. Do your thing. Double S.
So what is it you want him to do, apart from pretend to buy drugs?
Oh, while he's walking around, I want him to survey and just look. Not too obvious though. No.
What's he looking for?
What is he looking for? Oh, the group. I'm like, okay, I got somebody. What do you guys want me to look for?
Send him in the neighbourhood, which is fine, but I mean, what's he looking for? What's he asking about?
Names?
Okay, names. Anything else? Anything else?
What
Maybe.
happened to my contact, Chomp? What did he find out?
He'll get back to you.
Yeah, because I got like success and I was waiting.
Yeah, he'll get back to you because it has to be the next night. This is still happening on the same night.
Okay.
Maybe like where they live.
Names, locations, houses.
Maybe anything that they don't want people to know about.
All right. Unknown stuff.
Should I
Got
like
it.
suspicious gang activity then?
Maybe blackmail
Yes.
material.
Blackmail. Pressure points. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I'm writing this down. That's about it. Because I'm gonna send them off.
Okay, roll with this guy's specialization then to see what he gets.
I hope he's a good actor. All right. Rolling. What's up?
Specialization.
An ally. Specialization. He qualify as an ally. Oh, he wouldn't.
I mean, he's an ally, but he's kind of doing it on his own, right? You're not helping him.
No, I'm not helping him.
Yeah, so just his specialization.
Ish. Damn it, still double ask you tripped and fell.
Do you just
Okay.
like send him out and then wait to hear back from him, or are you like tailing him when you send him out?
I'm gonna tail him just to see if he does alright.
You tailing him in person, or you just got a drone following him?
Yes, I have a little baby drone.
Okay, so you are able to bear witness to him making the rounds and asking questions. And you're able to like get a first-hand view of him getting like jumped by like 4 guys in an alleyway, and they beat the shit out of him.
That didn't go so well.
After he's been beaten up and he's on his own at night in this alleyway, another guy comes walking up to him, puts his arm around him, says, "Hey man, you okay? That was really rough what they did to you there." And he's like, "Yeah, that was, I was just trying to score." And then the other guy just like pins him against the wall by his neck and sinks his teeth into him.
The fuck? I don't do sloppy seconds, motherfucker.
And this vampire drains the guy and then just like leaves his body lying there in the trash.
Well, this sucks. How's he look? Like you just said, yeah, I need more description because I'm gonna find him.
Okay, so he has like short, spiky, messy black hair. He's quite young looking. He looks quite like one of the teen gangers that are just sort of like hanging around there, like one of the guys that beat the guy up.
Back in a minute.
He has like a black jacket that has like neon green, like flashy LEDs down the sides of the arms. And he seems to have like a tattoo on the left side of his head, like coming from his eye down to his cheek.
Do a quick high risk thing and try to use the drone I had to survey.
Survey tail. Yeah, sure. Give me a roll for that one. And for the gear bonus.
Okay, that one worked.
This guy. Yeah, I mean, this guy is tricky to follow, but you're able to like tail him as he makes his way through the neighborhood, kind of like sticking to the shadows, and then he's on the rooftops. And when he's on the rooftops, he seems to meet up with another 2 characters who are dressed sort of similarly, similar tattoos. One of them's female, one of them's male. And they'll kind of converse on the rooftop for maybe 40 minutes or so before they all kind of like split off in different directions as dawn approaches.
Do I hear their conversation or?
Yeah, from the conversation you pick up, they are definitely members of the Neobloods.
Oh, I was gonna roleplay something.
Yeah, go ahead if you want.
Okay, once I start slowly hearing like converse, I click my my intercom and I set it up for the other 2 to hear. I got something.
Yeah, it just cuts in as the females going, "Why are you all so fucking messy? You can't be leaving bodies lying in the alleyway like that. You know Marcel doesn't approve." And the other guy chips in, he's like, "Well, who gives a fuck as long as Amir doesn't find out?" Then the 2 of them basically just complain at the first guy to go back and clean up his mess before dawn. And that's when they all break up. And that one guy goes back to where he dumped the body and like picks it up and kind of drags it over to a sewer grating, pulls open the sewer grating and just like shoves the body down there.
Alright, I did my stuff. Wait for someone else.
Well, I
Yeah.
siphoned money from a lot of young bloods all around the city. That must have indirectly affected them somehow.
Yeah, I mean, next time they go to pull out any money, they're going to realise what the fuck.
That's intentional, so they have less resources to deal with whatever we're gonna throw at them.
Till Laura gets back and they'll have her guy come back with stuff.
At least that's how I'm thinking about these things. Take away their stuff so they're weaker for whatever comes their way.
Resources. Interesting.
Yeah,
I have one other idea, but I'm not sure it's gonna work.
That's just like the stuff vampires do to each other.
Back, Laura.
Yes, back.
Right, so the next night, your contact Joe will get in touch with you. Or when you come
Okay.
to the bar and meet him, he's going to be sitting there.
Okay.
And he looks kind of like visibly nervous as you approach, although he always seems kind of nervous. And he's got a friend like sitting next to him, this skinny looking blonde guy.
Hello?
Oh, hey, yeah, so, I asked around. And, yeah, there's a group of your people down in that part of town. And they were handling some hot property.
Okay.
So they're a little street gang called the Eight Fangs. And they're ran by a guy called Marcel.
Oh, that's the
Okay.
guy we just heard.
And yeah,
Just-
they've been hawking some stuff, software, cybernetics, drones, that kind of thing. Stealing them off the back of trucks and such and selling it on.
Okay.
But you said you wanted ones that were looking for a mask. I don't know about the mask, but they were selling a bunch of like Japanese stuff, like really old samurai swords.
Yeah.
My drone's still there.
The drone follows that guy to like an empty apartment block on the south side of Oliver.
So whereabouts was that again that they were doing that?
Oliver neighborhood.
Okay.
So my drone's gonna act like a fly, because that's what I keep picturing.
Mm-hmm.
Act like a fly and look around to see if there's anything that looks like a mask or anything that can help us.
Sure, give me a roll for that. You'll have the gear bonus.
I already feel that something's gonna swat it. Told you something's gonna swat it.
Yeah, you get the fly drone right into this, and it just looks like an old empty apartment building, like stereotypical, windows all boarded up or smashed and such. But as soon as you get it like on the inside of the building, there's like a static interruption, and you lose control of the drone.
There is something really, really, really bad that's actually protecting around this, sir. Is that what I'm like? Is that something I should indicate or?
Yeah, if you want.
Interesting fact. Drones can move pretty a long ways, so yeah, something happened to that. I have one more idea, but I'm gonna let people go.
So you have a name of a gang, a name of a guy that leads that gang. You've got this location that this guy, who's obviously a vampire guy, Neoblood, was in. And you have cut off one of their financial sources. So what would you like to do now? You just want to do more digging?
I mean, for the time being, maybe.
Yeah, we'll keep on digging.
You just want to do more digging, and then we can pick it up next week when you've got everybody
Yeah,
again
I
for
feel
the
like
actually fighting.
I feel like Swindle needs to be involved in this. So yeah.
Yes, he does. We need the boy.
So you've got a location, you've got a name, and you've got cut off some of their money. Is there any other sort of investigation stuff you'd like to do?
Maybe a name, maybe some, maybe a vulnerability within their crew somehow. Like who's the weak link in the gang?
Idea.
Okay, so how do you want to find that out?
I mean, the term that comes to mind is carouse.
I don't have anything left for my loadout, do I?
You have unlimited loadout when you're at this stage.
Alright, so I bring in my dragonfly. I take it a loop. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want me to find?
I mean, I was just thinking about asking it, carousing, going around asking, chatting people up, and trying to collect information that way.
All right, my drone will follow you.
I asked Chomp as well to get more information as well.
He's giving you what he can get. Because he's obviously
Alright,
not a
okay.
vampire, so there's only a certain sort of limit he can go to.
Can I go to another vampire then? Go to a vampire then?
Who's this vampire?
His name is Farnen.
What clan's he in?
He is in the what are all the clans again?
There's a list of them in the journal. Under the rules one.
He's in the Somi Mitsu.
That's a corporation.
Oh, okay. Where are the clans?
There's literally a page called the clans. When you're working for the Red Tide and you're investigating the Neo Bloods, so
He works in the Rakshasa force.
okay, and how's he going to help you?
In regards to the vehicles and stuff.
What do you mean, the vehicles?
Just in regards to where the base, what's happening.
I don't know. Do you mean just like general information?
Yes, just general information. Basically, he has quite good insight on. He's got very good insight in all the clans.
Right,
So
but
yeah.
okay. You would have to do him a favor then.
Yes, I'll owe him a favor. Yeah.
Which means you won't get a favor at the end of this.
That's fine.
Because otherwise, why would a clan guy help you?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And you want him to what, give you general information? He's only going to know so much because he's from a different clan.
All right. Okay. Maybe. Do you know what? Can I ask around from people that are like in that vicinity, and just like, kind of scope it out that way?
What, just people in
If
the
they know
neighborhood?
Yes, to see if
Because
they know
this
any
is kind of like what
information.
Dave suggested with
Yeah.
luring people in and doing a few drinks with them or a few lines with them or something.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. I was just gonna just talk to them.
Well, yeah, but it's to integrate with them. So, I mean, that just sounds like what Ileana wanted to do. So, Ileana, what kind of approach do you want to take then?
I mean, the most straightforward way is probably like, what are the kind of places I know what I'm thinking of. I'm like, what is like the genre of that? Like, entertainment facilities, but like when I say entertainment facilities, I mean like bowling alley, laser tag, that kind of stuff. Like,
so I mean, this is like a low income area. It's going to be mostly like bars
pubs.
and drug
dive
dens
bar,
and shit like that. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. That also works. That too shall work.
I mean, they probably have like underground clubs and stuff like that.
Can I also try and find out through like social media and stuff like that? Can
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So if
Don't
we're
know what
doing hang on, one thing. So if Ileana, are you like going yourself to one of these places and just trying to mingle? And are you looking for vampires there in particular, or is it humans you're hunting?
I'm looking. Well, what I'm looking to do is to fleece information out of them to find who among that gang is the has the loosest lips.
I mean, like when you're there, are you like targeting vampires in particular?
If they're there.
Which of the type of places we listed would you prefer to target? Because some will be more likely to have vampires than others.
Ileana definitely thinks she's too good for drug dens.
Yes.
I chime up. You want me to go in?
Well, I mean, you can tailor with the drone if you want. That makes sense.
Already did.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, a bar sounds better for Ileana, right? Because it's a little more structured rather than trying to help the kids and find a club that they're running or something like that. So I mean, I think all the bars down here are going to be frequented by gangers quite often. It's not going to be hard to tell who's like members of gangs when you walk in there because they're going to have the colours and the tattoos. So I don't think that part is, but you're going to get some funny looks when you like enter there alone. You can tell the vast majority of the people in here are mortals. There's a couple of vampires sort of mingling. And one of those vampires is with the gangers in there. But the vampire kind of like doesn't pay you too much attention, although they do kind of acknowledge you when you're like looking around. So what is it you're going for exactly in here?
Well, once again, I'm just like trying to go around, play it cool, and just like ask around, make it look like maybe I want to join up with the clan. You know, maybe I want to know who's a big talker.
Sure. The night goes on, and you lose track of that vampire for a while, and then suddenly they're kind of like beside you as the place kind of crowds and gets busier. And they just talk to you kind of like softly. And it's another girl, and she's got a tattoo on one side of her face, half her head shaved, combed over, and it's got all these like LED extensions that are kind of flickering different colours. And she's got those sort of goth contacts, you know, ones that kind of look like it's an extra white with the pupil in the centre. Sort of Mal Manson kind of style. What's a
I'm gonna
girl...
say yeah, I get it.
Yeah. What's a girl like you doing down this end of town?
Oh, you know, just spend a little time on the real side of the city, you know.
Your friends not have a problem with you coming down here?
What friends?
Oh, you're not affiliated?
If I was affiliated, do you think I'd be down here?
Shit, well, I don't know. But you know, everybody's welcome down here. We're always looking for new members. But I mean, you look a little uptight for our crew. You sure this is where you want to be?
It could be if I have a name. Maybe I'm thinking about it.
You want to give me a roll?
Sure. Specialization?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't seem sure of you but as the night goes on, and it gets like into like the early hours, all the gangers kind of like leave to go to like a party, and you just go along with them. And she like signals to you the couple that she's thinking of like drinking, and invites you to kind of like just like tag along. And she just you get the feeling she's just trying to like scope you out, see what it is you're actually doing here, because you are a little like out of place with the culture and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you manage to get like comfortable enough with her that, you know, like you end up kind of like sitting there with these two guys, and the guys think they're getting somewhere, but you are just going to drink them at the end of the night.
Yeah.
After you have kind of like shared a drink together, and you are just like pushing the bodies to one side on the couch. It's like, you know, I can make an introduction if you're serious.
Yeah. And?
Well, I mean, Marcel's kind of picky about you. He takes on board. She wipes blood away from her lips. But, you know, I'll put in a good word for you.
All right.
gives you an address. And she's like, if you show up here tomorrow night, and just ask for Isabel.
Very well.
And then we can pick it up there next week if you want, when we've got Swindle back, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okie dokie. Sorry, I'm fucking quite tired as well, I think, man.
See you guys later.
Take us these. Yep, guys, next week.
Later.